The monthly high temperature degrees Fahrenheit in Buffalo, New York can be modeled by this formula, where M is the number of month and January equals 1. Find the average rate of change in the monthly high temperature between June and October to the nearest hundredth. Well, first of all, you can see here that it says that January equals 1, which means June equals 6, and October equals 10. And so, average rate of change is also known as slope. And what it measures is the change in y over the change in x, which is also known as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, if you look at the formula here, b as a function of m is another way of saying y, and the m is another way of saying x. So what we're actually looking for is b is a function of 10 minus b is a function of 6, because what we're doing is we're plugging in the value of 10 to m, and we're plugging in the value of 6 to m. And when you're finding the change, you always do the later minus the before. So the later minus the before. And so we're going to do the same thing for the x, so that's 10 minus 6. So I'm going to show you what I'm exactly putting in a calculator. So the first thing was b is a function of 10. I'm plugging in 24. So wherever I see in the formula m, I'm plugging in the value of 10. And everything else is exactly the same. And I'm going to do the same thing for b as a function of 6. I'm copying everything exactly the same in the formula. And wherever I see the m, I'm going to put 6. And then I'm going to show you what I put in the calculator. So if you look over here, the first, you can see that I plugged in the value when m was 10, and that's where we got the 59.9915. And then the second row, you see the one where I plugged in the m is 6. That's the 75.5040. And then what we're doing is we're subtracting the b as a function of 10 minus the b as a function of 6. And we got negative 15.5125. And then we end up dividing by 4, and we got negative 3.8781. And so let me just write in the values. So this one here was 59.9915, and this was 75.5040. So that's 59.9915 minus 75.5040 divided by 10 minus 6 is 4. And so the top number, when we subtract it, we get negative 15.5125. And divided by 4, we get negative 3.8781. Now remember, the question says to round to the nearest hundredth. So this is the hundredths place. You look at the next number. The next number is 5 or more, so it's negative 3.88. Now, if you see the negative, what this means is it's decreasing. Okay, so now it says explain what this value represents in the given context. So negative 3.88 means that Buffalo's monthly high temperature from July to, from June to October, decreases about 4 degrees Fahrenheit each month on average. And that's it.